freaking awesome. It's so much better than I ever anticipated. I've been on the board at TOCA for 5 years now, and so a few of these have popped up over in Europe, and to see it in real life, it's awesome. It's really
kind of compare it to other places like this.
Listen, if I was like 10 to 11-year-old, I would never have gone to a bowling alley. I would never have gone to an arcade, which were my like stomping grounds. I like to do things, and so to be able to do something like TOCA Social, to be immersive in the actual game that I was playing and good at and love, that would have been a huge game changer for me, you know. And now as an adult with children, an incredible experience to bring your whole family here, to be able to like generationally have the game of football be accessible to all of us, any skill level, whether you've ever played before or whether you've been a world champion. This place is gonna welcome everyone, and it's just fun. It's like, I don't know, the world feels so heavy that this feels like joy. I smiled, I was like, this is great, you know? Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. And to be in community with other people who also like to be out in the world and to be in community, it's a really special place. Everybody's got to come and try it. And not to mention that the fact that we're on the heels of the Men's World Cup. I think you guys have 9 games here in Dallas area. Get your family here, get fired up. It's gonna be a wild and fun summer, and this is a place you should experience it.
Yeah, on that note, kind of just how much of an opportunity is something, you know, the World Cup being here to grow the game, but also to do things like this, and how can you build off just growing the game that way?
Yeah, look, like as a women's national team player, we understood, at least back in the day, we understood that we had these really special moments. We had our World Cups and we had our Olympics, that the lights would shine on us as brightly as possible. If we did well, things went well for us. And so as it relates to like soccer in general in our country, we have a massive opportunity. I believe that bringing this World Cup here is going to ignite fandom countrywide. If we can do well, if our American team can get out of its group and get far into this tournament, my God, wouldn't that be an incredible unifier? You know, one of the greatest parts of football and soccer that I love is that it really does unify. And I think that this summer could be a really interesting experiment for that. And not to mention, you know, people are going to be showing up from all over the world. Dallas is going to show this world, TOCA Social Dallas is going to show this world what we're about. And we're about kindness, we're about joy, and we're about sport, right? And so to be able to celebrate this game, to have been able to help this game grow to the level that it did while I played, and now beyond in my retirement, being on the board of TOCA, I'm beaming at the seams. I'm bursting at the seams, that's right.
You mentioned moments, 2011 against Brazil. Is that one of those moments for you?
Yes. And now that I have 3 children, I'm often having to remind myself that I used to do really cool things. Yeah, seriously though, you know, having had that opportunity to be in the position to score that goal, I've thought a lot about how the heck that happened. I don't know, man. It's like the soccer gods, and the truth is it feels like that same kind of light is going to be shined on this country during the summer for the Men's World Cup. So I'm looking forward to watching and experiencing the games in person as well.
As someone who's played in multiple World Cups, you know how big it is. But I don't think the American sports fan realizes just how massive of a tournament it is. Can you put it in words, just like how the grandness of the World Cup?
Yeah, so I think what was it for the Super Bowl this last go around? There's like 400 or 500 million people that watched. Like there's like billions of people that watched the World Cup, the Men's World Cup. And to me, that is why I feel like soccer can be this wonderful unifier. Our culture here, because we have so many different kinds of nationalities around, and because all of these countries are going to be coming and playing, you're going to find stadiums around this country during the World Cup that's going to have a lot of fandom and a lot of fans that are cheering for their team to win and to go on deep into this tournament. So yeah, I am immensely proud of having represented this country for all the years that I did. And now in my retirement, it's just like I get to look on and wonder and just in awe of the players that are going to make up this World Cup, in awe of the goals that are about to be scored, and knowing that I'm going to be experiencing this alongside billions of other people. You know, it's a really exciting time for not just me personally, because I have a soccer connection, but also I think that our world needs a little bit of goodness and a little bit of joy. So I'm hoping that the Men's World Cup can cut through some of what's going on in our world.
And then the '94 World Cup obviously birthed the MLS. What do you think the legacy of this World Cup will be?
Woo! The legacy of this World Cup, what could it be? Well, of course, our men's national team is going to win. Gosh, I would love for our men's national team to win, because that would take us into a different stratosphere around the game of soccer itself. But I also just think that, like, at the end of the day, the more people that watch it and that can experience it firsthand, they truly fall in love. I know that some folks who watch soccer really wish that there were more goals, and I would just argue if we were to make a goal worth 6 points, would you watch it more then? Because I know other sports that I love that we make certain points 6 points. So just take that into account when you're watching these games. Like, oh my God, this is only a 2-1 game or a 3-2 game. There's other sports that also only have small number of scores. You know what I'm saying, right?
Brandon Aubrey is obviously here today. Obviously has a soccer background and went to St. Louis. Just to the NFL, his story. How cool was that for someone from a soccer background to see what he's doing in the NFL?
Yeah, I think that clearly I wish that I had learned how to kick a football when I was a young age, because I think I could have maybe been the first female player in the NFL. Joking. I don't really think that. Don't post that. Abby Wambach thinks that she could have played in the NFL. But I do think that there's so many kickers in the NFL that they got their start in soccer. And the truth is, there's so many professional athletes that played multiple sports. I played basketball. And for those kinds of folks, whenever you play something when you're young, you usually always have an affinity for it as you get older. And that's why I think that this TOCA Social brick and mortar and experience is so important, because it's going to give people more of a chance to fall in love with soccer. And that would take them throughout their adulthood and play in adult leagues. So yeah, it's great that Aubrey is here, and I got to say it, like, don't we all love the Dallas Cowboys?
What's your favorite game?
The Eliminator,
Okay.
the challenge, the TOCA challenge, that was really fun. Yeah, and this is my first time. I was just went in there and played a few rounds of all the games, and it's I was sweating a little bit. It's just fun. It's fun to compete, and I had no friends to be kicking around with, so it would be 10 times better with a group of my friends to go have some good food, play some good soccer, and hang out with some good people.
Thank you, Abby.